Neil Druckmann left. He's leaving. He's left the show. That's the announcement.
Right.
And it's a shocker, just because it's kind of like a little too late. I think HBO gave him the axe to do the shakeup because of what a horrible response season 2 was. I mean, I don't even know anyone that's still watching the show, Fletcher. We stopped watching the show. What are your thoughts on Neil Druckmann leaving the Last of Us?
Yeah, it's funny because I think Neil Druckmann, who's the head of Naughty Dog, who was the creator of the video game, he's the way he's putting it is he's saying he's stepping away uh, from
Right.
his involvement, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's more along the lines where people maybe had, we knew what was coming with season 2, anybody who played the game, but we weren't expected to be so soon. Remember when we were talking about it, I was saying like, hey, I don't think that it would be a shame if they actually went along because there's a lot of people watching it. If they did what the game does, I would have, extended it. And some friends of mine that were actually watching the show, they were like, yeah, they did it well, and they're just gonna come back in like cut scenes, like maybe they're gonna bring Pascal back in like some cut scenes, like dream sequences or stuff.
Well, I heard that there was one episode I need to see because he's back in it, but it's basically an episode of just, what do you call it, flashbacks. I'm like, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. Is everybody was saying, "Oh, they're just gonna do flashbacks and all stuff," but it's like I think that's gonna do a lot of damage to, because the people that I know that were watching it, there's some people that are on the LGBTQ plus side, and then there were some ladies that were watching it, right? So the ladies and the other folks were watching it for Pascal, right?
Yeah.
Some people like Ramsey, very few, but some
very
actually
few.
She does have a little bit of a following, but the main behind was Pascal. So then when he was gone, it was just like there's nothing else for the show, especially since you have like a turn where now you have to almost see another protagonist coming in.
Protagonist after protagonist.
Right.
It's just it's probably the worst collapse I've ever seen as far as storytelling. I don't know what they were thinking, and like they at the end of this season 2, they killed Ellie, and now it's just Abby.
Well,
I'm like,
supposedly Abby comes, supposedly Abby has to come back for the revenge. They just have to kind of do the switcheroo where now you have to follow a different protagonist, right? But that's interesting because you never played the game. So for you, this is a surprise. You didn't know that the switch up was coming. Now you have to follow a different, like a heroine, right?
Right. And
I understand.
And I know there was such a huge backlash when when part 2 came out, the video, that I was like, listen, there's no way that's going to happen because television is different. You don't get rid of your star. And everyone can agree that Pedro did a good job as Joel, and that's a big reason why it was a hit. You take him out, and who's your lead? Bella Ramsey for a season? People pieced out, man. And when season 1 ended, I was so certain, Fletch, that I'm like, they're gonna change the storyline. They can't get rid of this character because I heard about like what had happened to him in the video game, but this is just bonkers. Now, what's gonna happen? Because you get him out. How are they going to? Is this salvageable? I think HBO said the bottom. I think they assured HBO, listen, we know we're this is going to be a big hit no matter what. They saw beginning season 2, start here, and then ratings, season 2, and then it just fell off the cliff, man. No one was watching that TV show. And HBO is like, well, your activism is fine, but at the end of the day, no one watched the show. We need to make some changes, and that's what's going on here. So
That's just crazy.
mhm.
Yeah, I mean, the crazy thing is everybody kind of like saw it coming. We were like, okay, this is going to take a sheer drop. Because remember, we even talked about, we were like, how much is it going to fall off?
Yeah,
It was the thing. Like, but the cliff that it fell off was a little bit, like, whoa. We were kind of expecting it, but I don't think the studio expected it. But it's almost feel a little bit. I mean, I don't like the guy, but it almost feels like unfair to him because he's selling this goods, right?
yeah,
And you almost kind of feel like, well, you knew what you were getting,
yeah.
so you might as well, try to cross the water with it. I mean, it could work out for whatever it is. Because what do you do now? I mean, how do you correct it? How do you course correct?
That's gonna be very strange, man. I think the only way you could course correct is maybe take an extra year off and do some like heavy rewriting. Don't listen. Do not pay attention to the video game at all. Like whatever is part three or whatever the whatever. So yeah. So what are you guys saying?